Hey everyone, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a review of Storyfold Wildwoods, and disclaimer that I got a review copy of this one. In Storyfold, you actually fold out the book, and you progress through these pages to figure out the story and have the mechanical things you have to overcome. But the core mechanic of the game is a dice-based action system. You pick one action to resolve at a time, with its position in this river determining what your target number to beat is, and deal with creatures who will be gumming up your action row and also damaging you. So let's discuss 5 key things to know about Storyfold Wildwoods. My number 5 point, the least important to know, but still important enough where I wouldn't mention it, is the onboarding organization system. This is a pro for my taste. So first of all, the book itself keeps things really well organized. You can just use these little side flaps to keep track of where you are and kind of be a bookmark for where you left off. You also have a nice plastic tray to keep things organized if you have to stop playing in the middle of one of the 5 chapters in the game. And then to keep everything together, you've got this nice fold-out box that holds all of the different chapters in their own slots, all the tokens, all of the dice, and also the way the game onboards you and teaches you. They have this prologue where you just literally go through these cards. You don't even have to open the rule book, and even the later chapters still walk you through things in a really clear way. It's just a very pleasant experience to keep you playing again and again. Next to number 4 is the branching and replay value in the game, and this is a mix for my taste. So for each of the 5 main chapters in the game, you have some branching elements. You can sometimes go to different locations. You can gain the trust of allies or not, and that can pay forward in your game, changing up this Explorer deck you'll be drawing from. And those branching elements will sometimes come up later, like an ally you made earlier will help you out if they're in your deck. And all of that culminates in potentially different endings. I won't spoil too much there. But the negative side of this is that while there are some branching elements, while you do see slightly different things, the core story stays pretty much the same on each play. So you're going to see 90% the same stuff if you play through the game again. So really the mechanics are what's going to decide if you'll want to come back to the game or not. My number 3 point is focused on the action river, the core mechanical component of the game, and this is mostly a pro. So I've liked this kind of system in Civilization: A New Dawn and Ark Nova, where the value of card changes, and then when you use one, you push it all the way to the back. But here it's a different take on it, because instead of the card actions actually changing, instead your probability of having your dice succeed with a given action card changes as they move around the river. And you have a very limited number of dice, so deciding like which actions you want to focus on each turn and how much you want to focus, because if you don't do enough and then they go all the way to the back, it's going to be a while before you can use them again. Over here on the right, you can't even take the actions. And that plays into the different actions available on each page, a lot of variety there. Often you'll have these little help spaces that are optional but can give you big or smaller boosts, and then you'll have to do these other things to advance the story. So it's a really cool riff on a card row system that I have not seen before, and I think it works really well. Now there is one big complaint, but that's going to take me into my number 2, which is my only con for the review, and this is a game I love, so it sucks to have a con, but that is the incredible punishing nature of the game at times if you have bad luck. So let's say I have my 5 dice for the turn, and I really want to light this creature because he's going to do something terrible to me otherwise. So I spend 2 of my 5 dice. I only need a 3+. But whoops, as happened to my wife all the time, she hated the rolling this game at times. I rolled 2 1s. Oh no. And a lot of things happen because of this failure. I don't have these dice anymore, so I've wasted 2/5 of my actions for the turn. This light action I needed is now at the back, so I can't even use it anymore. And whatever thing I was trying to achieve or prevent is still going to do its negative things. So a lot of stuff builds up if you roll poorly. And if terrible things happen early in a chapter, then they're probably going to keep on being terrible, and you're going to have to keep on dealing with nastier stuff. And yeah, to be entirely honest, I played through the entire campaign with my wife, and we just, flubbed the dice and cheated sometimes. We're like, just re-roll that, because otherwise things would have taken such a negative turn and might have made us replay the entire chapter. But putting all that to the side, my number 1 point, a full pro and enthusiastic one, is the story and the art in the game. Not something I often focus on, but for this game, it is such a centerpiece of the experience, and it is just beautiful. The art is gorgeously done. The writing is really lovely. It's an exciting and fraught adventure. Lots of crazy things happening, lots of stuff to discover. Again, mainly on that first playthrough of the entire campaign. On future plays, most of this won't be surprising or new. But both my wife and I adored it. This is what kept us coming back to the game. And without spoilers, we both had a lot of tears in our eyes at the end. I won't say whether they were happy or sad tears, or maybe a combination of both. But yeah, a beautiful job with the art, the presentation, the writing, the story overall. Just a great, great narrative experience experience, one of my favorites of the year. So overall, you might want to try Storyfold if you like beautiful art, if you like engaging storyline, if you want a really tough and challenging tactical puzzle. But on the other end, you might want to avoid this one if dice luck frustrates you because it can derail your game. And also if you want a game with a ton of replay, yes, the mechanical bits stay pretty fresh, but the story is going to be mostly the same when you play back through. And if you want to see the game in action, check out my original preview play. It's pretty much identical to the final version of the game, and you can see how everything works there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.